Hey everybody, and welcome to FrontendExpert. This video will be the introduction to the HTML crash course. HTML is one of those weird topics in software engineering where it is assumed that we all just somehow magically know it, even though it is rarely taught in any schools with any real depth. However, there actually is a good bit of complexity and nuance to the language that can set a strong front-end engineer apart from others. So the goal of this crash course is to do just that. We will start with the basics of the language and all of its terminology. Then we will look at some of the deeper components, such as semantic HTML and accessibility. While it is true that modern frameworks oftentimes abstract away portions of HTML, it is still the foundational language of how the internet functions. At the core, a front end of a web page is just an HTML document, regardless of that abstraction. All of these frameworks eventually must produce an HTML file that can be given to the browser. This means that to develop a deep understanding of the front end, we must also have a deep understanding of this basic building block, as it will affect nearly everything we do. For example, as we use JavaScript to add functionality to a page, knowing how that page is structured and how the browser is keeping track of it can help us understand the pros and cons of different approaches that we might take. Moreover, since all of the content displayed on a web page comes from HTML, the use of proper semantic HTML is incredibly important in building accessible web pages that will work regardless of the assistive technologies that different users might be using to interact with the page. Now, on the interview front, you likely won't be asked to just implement a basic HTML file. That said, it is incredibly likely that you will be asked to write some JavaScript or even CSS to interact with HTML, and these styles of questions will become far easier with a strong foundation in HTML. Moreover, you might be asked different quiz-style questions about the language, and this crash course should help you feel prepared with high-quality answers to those questions. And of course, some of these questions will come up in our own quiz on FrontendExpert, that you can use to assess your readiness for this style of question. And with that, I hope this video gave you a good idea of why HTML is so important in preparing for front-end interviews, as well as just becoming a stronger front-end engineer. So with that said, let's get right into the rest of the crash course, and I'll see you in the next video.